Whoa. Okay, that flew out. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your that threw me off. Welcome to your February soul session. I'm Princess India. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friends and whatnot, or whatever. So, anywho, we're gonna be getting into your cards. I'm first looking at an overall energy that just flew out, as well as a challenge energy, and then we are going to get into a more specific spread to look at what's going on for you all for the month of February. So, your overall energy for the month of February. Oh, wow, my Zoom just wasn't fooling with Capricorn. But we have the Emperor in the reverse. This is John Horse and the Hoodoo Tarot. So what it's looking like for me, Sagittarius, in the month of February, there could be some feelings of restraint, whether that's internal or external. It's more or less like a feeling for me of disempowerment. And this could be because of your circumstances, like meaning, the situation that you're in, whether it's like with work or, in your home life, whatever the case is, just feeling like you're out of control and you're kind of at the will of your situation. Is not really feeling like the lord of your life, if you will. It's almost feeling as if, someone or something else is lording over you. So it's feeling kind of disempowered. Now, your challenge energy is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So, and that's your challenge. So what this is telling me more or less, how you're perceiving things, how you're thinking about things is from the dark side of the sword, which, I mean, simply put, that's just negative thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less pessimism. It's seeing the glass as, half empty as opposed to half full. I can't remember what sign I was saying this to. It might have been Cancer, I don't really remember. But I was saying to them more or less that, even if we're out of control with things in our lives, the thing that we always have control over is our perception of said things or our situation or circumstance. But the thing I feel that's important to kind of highlight for you guys is you don't want to show up energetically as like your own worst enemy, right? Because if you perceive yourself as disempowered or out of control of your situation, you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you believe that you're stuck, if you believe that you're imprisoned, if you believe that you've been dethroned or disempowered, you feel what I'm saying? Then that's what it's going to be. That's what you're going to inadvertently manifest into your experience, So the challenge is going to be overcoming these negative thoughts. So everything that's telling you that you're limited, that you're stuck, that things aren't going to change, it's overcoming those thoughts and, replacing them with more positive thoughts and redirect. And I'm not talking about positive toxicity, not that. But I mean, literally, like, okay, these are what my limitations are. This is my locus of control. Like, this is what it is I can and cannot do in this particular situation. Or, it's going to take me this amount of time to get this, or just creating a strategy or a plan and not allowing the present circumstances to, get you down and discourage you, right? Now, your central energy, which is representing you all, child, look, you guys have the sun in the reverse. Come on. It's the Big Mama card. We have the sun in the reverse. That is Leo energy. That's my half-hearted happiness card, by the way. It's when things externally seem to be all right, but it's being unfulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And also out of alignment with your highest truth. You know what I'm saying? Your past influence is interesting. The Seven of Knives. I'm literally thinking and saying two different things. The cards, the names on the cards, if you haven't noticed already, are different. And I'm seeing knives and I'm like, knives. Okay, anyway, your hidden influence is the 10 of Swords in the reverse. And your above energy, interesting, is the 7 of Coins. And what to watch out for in the near future is the Nine of Cuppies in the reverse. Okay, I think that's as good as that's going to get. All right, the Nine of Cups and the reverse. So here is the deal, my wonderful Sagittarius. This is so coming out of the latter part of January into February. Many of you guys know when the Seven of Swords comes out, I always say what you skip will trip you up later. With this being in the reverse, the later would be not now, but in the recent past. You know what I'm saying? So I feel more or less there may be some things that you guys kind of put on the back burner or may not have had the energy to engage with or fraternize with, in so many words. Or another way I can see this as well, there may be a truth that has kind of come out in reference to why it is you guys are feeling disempowered and how this would show up for me. I'm trying to think of a way to say this. How this would show up, it would be if you guys were working towards something and it didn't pan out the way that you wanted it to. That would be the thing. So it's kind of like the big aha, the big reveal is the fact that either you thought by this particular time frame that something would have manifested or something that you were working on was going to turn into something or be prosperous by this particular time. And it's kind of realizing, yeah, that's what it feels like to me. I'm sorry, I'm having a conversation with people without bodies. What it feels like to me is like, I'm trying to get human words for this. What this feels like to me is similar to what I was saying to Cancer. I don't know why Cancer is like stalking everyone, but it's kind of like this last ditch effort type of thing, or putting all my eggs in one basket type of thing. Like, I'm in this situation I'm not happy with, and this is going to be the thing that saves me type of deal. But where this translates into the thing that was skipped that tripped you up later, which was in the recent past, is, which is in alignment with what I was saying to everyone prior to you, is it's out of alignment. Like it's missing what this sun in the reverse is representing. It's like your heart wasn't in it or your full heart wasn't in it. So it's almost like, I don't want to say like a get rich quick scheme, but that's the only thing I could think of. And I'm not saying that that's literally it for you guys, Sag, but it's kind of like cutting corners, you know, like you guys being, because I could even say that this Emperor in the reverse is an energy that's nothing new. It's like for some time, you guys have felt like you were in a state to where you've been at the disadvantage or you've been disempowered. Like, so this is something that's been kind of happening. And your thought was that whatever this Seven of Swords is representing, this was like your way out of this disempowered energy, right? When we talk about the stuff that you skip, we're more speaking to a more energetic thing because we live in a realm of reciprocity, right? So it's like you can't really rob Peter to pay Paul, right? Because you're still in a deficit. It's like creating karmic debt in a sense. And why I say with the Seven of Swords, what you skip will trip you up later, is because even if no one knows, right? Like if only you and Jesus know that, you know, you robbed Peter. Peter don't know your face. You know what I'm saying? Peter don't know who robbed him. Okay. So Peter don't know. Only person that know is you and Jesus, right? That's still a karmic deficit that's there. And the universe likes to fill voids. That's where we're getting to my is not is paradigm. The universe likes to fill voids. And why people say that karma is a bitch is because karma is the one that's going to come looking for you, because it's like, run me my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a whole universal pattern thing that's happening here, right? So with this, I feel that you guys kind of, and I understand, I'm not saying at all that you're wrong for doing it, because I'm not going to say you're wrong because you wasn't wrong. You felt that's what you should have done at the particular time. You know, it made sense and you went with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, right? But just because of the laws of the land and the way that these universal laws work, we are here. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole thing is there's still a lesson in this. But why I always stress this to people is because you can't cheat life. Like that's just what it is. Like we could literally feel like it could even look like to the external world that we're getting away with things, but it's, you know, it's always a ledger, you know what I'm saying? And stuff always has to balance itself out. But I feel with this, like I'm saying, rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm not saying that you guys scammed someone to get ahead. I don't think that's the case at all. I feel like the only person who may have gotten scammed here is I feel like you guys may have kind of shot yourself in the foot. You may have scammed yourself in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But I feel the energy that it was done in, it was done like out of desperation, out of necessity. It's almost like you really needed something, you panicked. You know what I'm saying? This was the first opportunity that was presented to you and you jumped on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say it's not wrong that you did that. You didn't make a misstep at all. You know what I'm saying? We just got to course correct a little bit, because where it is that you guys are now, you're not much different than how it is that you started out. You know what I'm saying? In the sun, in the reverse, you're in a better situation than you were prior to, but it's like you're still not fulfilled. And what my whole business is here on today is to ensure that this doesn't perpetuate. And the energy that I'm seeing here where this can perpetuate is with the, in your hidden influence, you have the 10 of swords in the reverse, which means there's supposed to be a death and a rebirth that's happening here. But with it being in the reverse, there's something you haven't let go. Now, specifically with this being in a mental headspace, and again, with us having the 7 of swords in the reverse in the past energy, literally in the latter part of January, you got an aha epiphany that, okay, so maybe the way that I approach this, or the way that I've been approaching this up to this point, probably isn't really, you know, probably not the best idea. Maybe I shouldn't be taking the shortcut. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to use the cheat code, right? Maybe there's some need for some long drawn out bullshit here, right? Because with all of these sword energies in the reverse, all like literally where your ace of swords in the reverse challenge is coming from with you being on the dark side of the sword, like the lifeblood, you know, seed source of it is this 10 of swords in the reverse, is letting me know this is a belief system at this point. This is a belief that you have that isn't in alignment. And 9 times out of 10, it could be very much related to victimhood, right? Of you being a victim of situations or circumstances, of things, you know, not always working out for you, of people always betraying you and stabbing you in the back, or, you know what I'm saying? No matter how hard you try with things, it always ends up blowing up, whatever the case, whatever your core belief system is. But that's really what the root of the issue is. So when we think about this disempowered state with the emperor, and what I was pretty much forewarning you guys about in your overall energy, what I'm seeing in these specific cards is you guys are still seeing a taste. You're already seeing a taste of this in so many words. Like how I was saying, if you were to stay in this headspace, it's like this is going to start manifesting into your reality. I feel for a lot of you guys, this has already manifested into your reality. And it's all about this core belief. Like, and it could be a myriad of different things, guys. It could be, bad things always happen to good people. You know what I'm saying? You can't make money off of art. You know what I'm saying? You have to sell out in order to make it, like whatever the belief is, you know what I'm saying? But even with the 7 of coins, I'm still seeing this energy as oriented past tense. And I feel what it's like for you guys almost. What I would say the perpetual pattern that you keep seeing is like hitting a plateau. It's like, or glass ceiling, shout out to W.E.B. Du Bois, right? It's literally like perpetually hitting a glass ceiling. Like every time you're trying in life, you always, bam, get here. You know what I'm saying? Or you get here and you stay here, or you get here and you feel like you're falling back down to ground zero. It's like that's the perpetual pattern. But the thing that I'm seeing, because you guys are the last sign that I'm doing for February, so I can look back at all 11 other signs and see a consistent pattern that's happening here. And the thing that's been said in just about every single soul session is self-fulfilling prophecy and self-sabotage. And I kid you not, what it is that we believe about life, we will find a way to make it true. This is in a subconscious energy. If you believe that you always get the short end of the stick, if you believe that, the only way that you can get to the top is if, you do some unscrupulous things, whatever it is that you believe, that is what you're going to manifest into your life. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. So it's a mindset that needs to shift. Otherwise, you would perpetually stay in this sun in the reverse, which is half-hearted happiness. Like you have a little bit of what you want. I'm seeing the same thing in the 7 of coins, because in that, thank you, that could literally be the belief system, is like, you can't always get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Or, if you have a little bit of what you want, you should just be happy with that, because you can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't meet your soulmate and be rich and famous and wildly successful and have amazing kids and change the world. Like you can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? So I should just be, with this little bit that I have, I just need to be grateful for that, right? Now, we should always be grateful for what it is that we have, but that is a self-limiting belief. You know what I'm saying? If you believe that there's a cap on it. And that's why you would keep hitting that glass ceiling, because you really don't believe that there's anything more than that. And the thing I always tell people is no one is going to rescue us from our limiting beliefs. No one is going to come along and prove us differently. You know what I'm saying? It's like that old saying, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Like that's very much true. You know what I'm saying? But I believe more or less for you guys, your past, what you've been through or what you've been taught, what you've been conditioned in, is telling you what's possible. You know what I'm saying? And there's a need to get out of that if you want to, your emperor to be upright, for you to be seated in your full power. And a lot of this has to do with alignment with your authentic self and channeling that into the external world. Because if we don't get that straight, Sagittarius, with this 9 of Cups and the reverse, what to look out for, which is disappointment. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've done all of this and I'm still, not happy. And this kind of reminds me of what I was saying to Capricorn as well. I can say this in 2 different ways for you guys. There's one part of this where it's self-sabotage and you can end up perpetuating this limiting belief into the future, right? And on the other side of this, if it isn't limiting belief related, and it's literally just that, like I talked about with the shortcut with the 7 of Swords, but that still kind of would be limiting belief related. If it's the thought of like, I can't be rich with my art, so I'm just going to use my brain. So this could be literally being extremely successful, because that's really what I usually see with the sun in the reverse, where in an external sense, you have all of the trappings of success, and a person from the outside looking in would look at your life and be like, oh my gosh, your life is so freaking dope. But on the inside, you're hella miserable because you have the stuff and the things, but this isn't really what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And this is an analogy I always use. It's like, you became a dentist because you come from a long line of dentists, but it's like your heart's passion was really to be a photographer. So even though, you come from this long line of dentists and you inherited your family's practice and you're making goo gobs of money, you know what I'm saying? You got a popular dental TikTok, I don't know, right? It's like you're super well known for that. It's like you're dead on the inside because you never wanted to be a dentist. You really wanted to be a photographer. And like wealth and abundance to you isn't in being super popular and well known and having a shit ton of money being a dentist. It's like it would be you just, living a regular middle class life, taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? That would be your sun upright. That would be your abundance. That would be your 9 of Cups upright. You know what I'm saying? So I feel for my Sagittarius in the month of February, the whole goal here is to get back to yourself. It's to confront what this limiting belief is and dying to it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that you've built up to this time, it's relinquishing that, allowing yourself to see from a new perspective and to align with your highest truth or your truest desire and to pursue that, even if it's part-time. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to cheat life because you're never going to win. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to end up right back in this circle, and you don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it leaves you feeling out of control of your experience. So the whole key here is more or less coming home to yourself, my beautiful Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? Die to this old way of being. I hope and pray that this makes sense, Sagittarius. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love your freaking face. The connection sessions for Valentine's Day are going to be coming the week of Valentine's Day, so look out for that. But until I see you again, Sag, I love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later.